Now, what we're doing this week, especially, is to explore the family rabbinic tree of the famous Elishar family, really great Sephardic family in Jerusalem, especially in the 1800s and earlier parts of the 1900s. Today we're exploring the life of Rabbi Nissim Mordechai Elishar, Zecher Tzadik Libracha. Now, he was born, I believe, in English 1852 on the 5th of December. Naturally, that was just before the festival of Hanukkah, Chavdal Kislev. He passed away on the 25th of June, 1934. So I thought it would be appropriate. We're going to be on that specific English date also in a couple of days' time. Naturally, I believe that was Yud Bet Tammuz. So Hilula from time of recording here is about 3 weeks' time. He was, let's say, one of the great rabbis. He was one of the founders of the various neighborhoods inside Jerusalem. I believe he was a president of Yeshivat Pורת, the bastion of the Sephardic Yeshivat. He'll become part of the העדה, הספרדית, בירושלים. Very prominent position. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the famous rabbi's life. Now, he was born just before the festival of Hanukkah, Erev Hanukkah, in 1852. He was the third son of the Rishon LeZion, famous Rabbi Yaakov Shaul Elishar, a great rabbi spoken about on various occasions before. Rabbi Yaakov himself was born in the 1817, passed away in 1906. He would go on between the years 1893 to 1906 to become the Rishon LeZion of Jerusalem, let's say a chief rabbi of Israel and a prominent position. That was his father, very, very great rabbi, Rabbi Yaakov Shaul Elishar. So it really came from great auspices. His name נסים was given because it was on the Erev, the evening of the Chag, which he happened to be born in. And I think the extra names, Benjamin Mordechai, was given to him, I think, if I'm not mistaken, through his, was given to him through memory or of his grandfather, if I'm not mistaken. His name had happened to have been Rabbi Nissim, which is very interesting enough because, as you see, he had 3 names. It was given, Benjamin Mordechai were given to him after, I think, his paternal step-grandfather, Rabbi Benjamin Mordechai Navon. That happened to be his paternal step-grandfather. He happened to be a famous Kabbalist of Israel. I believe we spoke about him on various occasions before. Now, in his youth, he would study with another famous rabbi, Rabbi Gabriel Shabtai, a rabbi we've spoken about, I believe, on various occasions before. He himself happened to be a Dayan, a great man of the congregation. He was, I think, Greek originally. He was in Jerusalem, president of the Beit HaYutumim Haspardi Biurushalayim, and I think was one of the founders of the Miskav Ledach hospital, and one of the great rabbis of his generation in Jerusalem. So he would learn under his auspices at a young age. When he was about 15 years of age, he would start garnering up more, let's just say. He would become one of the founders of various neighborhoods in Jerusalem, including Givat Shaul, which will be named after his father. I believe we spoke about his father on this series on several occasions before. So Givat Shaul will be named after his father, which is very, very prominent. And I think he'd also be responsible with regards to founding the Nachalat Achim, another area, I believe this in Nachlaot area in Jerusalem. Also the Ezrat Yisrael neighborhood, very prominent place, which is a small place in the, let's say, center part of Jerusalem, and also part of Beit Yisrael, Haredi ultra-Orthodox neighborhood, quite near Meir Shrim, another place we visited on this series before. He would take on various different roles representing the Sephardi community in Jerusalem. He was a Gabbai, he had head positions, he was part of a Chavah, Ha'ida, and various other positions also, which we have to point out. Now, it's interesting. He was a member of various committees for Jewish community in Jerusalem, people coming to Eretz Yisrael, especially from the year 1918. He was a member of an executive committee from 1919. He had more positions. You can see he was head full of different accolades. I think he was part of the Va'ad Ha'ir Yehudi Yerushalayim, the Jewish committee in Jerusalem, 1918, and was part of the Chaver Va'ad Ha'ida Hasfardit Yerushalayim, part of the Sephardi community in Jerusalem, and a president, I think, of, let's say, this committee between the years 1929. It's in 1931, few years it's happened to be. He was known as one of the great rabbis of his time, especially in this area. Was considered great rabbi many. He was an educator, he was a guide, and he was accepted by many people come to him. Let's just say, within regards to advice, to settling different disputes. He passed away, I believe, on the 12th of Tammuz in the English year 1934. We're talking about close to about 90 91 years ago, I think, from time of recording. He suffered a short illness before. His funeral was attended by a large crowd of people from all ethnic groups and different national institutions. Now, among his, we're going to explore his wider family in a minute, but among his descendants include Yechiel Elisha, who happened to be a famous civil engineer and a philanthropist, I believe, who donated to various causes, especially to America and Israel, and was a colonel during the Second World War. Another one of his descendants, David Koren, will become a politician, a member of the Knesset, the Ma'ara party, I think the 7th and 8th Knesset, respectively. That's what was reported. Over. We've spoken about various different, let's say, political parties. I think he was also a writer, this Mr. Koren happened to have been, and I think he was very close to various different famous Knesset members. I think between the years 1968-69 and 79 to 81 especially, he was part of the Knesset over there. So that is very interesting. That was one of his descendants. Another one, Oded Elisha, was the CEO of Menashe Elisha Company. Menashe Elisha happened to be another family member who was a, let's say, a businessman and had a public figure in Jerusalem, president of Jerusalem Chamber of Commerce. Also, they had various different prominent roles in the, let's say, the more secular field. Another one, Rosa Kukia, I think, or Rosa Elisha, her name was originally, was the wife of Benjamin Kukia. Now, the Kukia family is one of the richest and most well-known families in Jerusalem. I think they own many real estates, I think, between Jaffa Street, Habat Street, and Strauss Street, and contributed to the establishment of various different institutions and public welfare. So, within regards to that angle, it was also very prosperous. Among the Elisher family itself, we're going to hopefully do a separate video on the rabbinic dynasty of the Elisher family, because of many great rabbis. I think they actually came from Spain originally, including Rabbi Yaakov Elisha, who the first, I think he was the rabbi of the congregation of the Jewish community in Hebron, and he lived between 1730 to 1790. Rabbi Yaakov Shaul Elisha, most known as the chief rabbi of Israel, a head of Jewish court. He was for about 13 years chief rabbi between 1893 to 1906. Another one, Rabbi Chaim Moshe Elisha, was also originally the chief rabbi and the son of Rabbi Yaakov Shaul Elisha, very close relative. He passed away in 1924. Another member of the family, Yosef Shaul Elishar, rabbi we've spoken about quite recently. He passed away in 1948. Another man of the congregation, a president of the Sephardic community in Jerusalem, and various different, especially prominent in the Zichron Moshe neighborhood in Jerusalem. Another one, Elisa Elisha, another person, I think, happened to be another man of the congregation, and various prominent positions in the Sephardic community in Jerusalem. Yitzchak Shmaya Elisha, another person we've spoken about on various occasions before. He was part of the Moatzat Ha'ir. He was a man of the congregation, a standout one in Jerusalem, and was once again part of the Sephardic community in Jerusalem and the Kikilat Yerushalayim, the president of it. Another one, Eliyahu Elisha, who lived, I think, till 1981, once again a president of the Sephardic community in Jerusalem and a deputy of the Rosh Ir of Jerusalem and the Chaver Knesset. Menashe Chai Elisha, another famous man, president, tradesman in Jerusalem, and won an award of the Yekirei Yerushalayim. נסים Elishar, who we've just spoken about, he's part of the family, and much more can be said. We could talk a bit also about the Beit Elishar, or Beit Menashe Rachel Elisha, which is very interesting enough. I think it happens to be a famous house in Jerusalem, which I think we visited. I think it's in the Rechavia neighborhood in Jerusalem, place we visited before, and I recommend everyone to learn more within regards to it. So the 12th of Tammuz would mark the Hilul of this famous rabbi, Rabbi Nissim Elishar, still in 3 weeks' time, and watch over the videos of the previous videos of the Elisha rabbinic dynasty. I can't recommend that enough. Now, friends, we're a community. We're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Now, if you happen to descend from any of the famous rabbis we're speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If anyone's interested in watching these videos, share these videos to other people. Also, it would be great to hear. Wish you all a great day. Take care and thanks.